Customer service is much more than just providing services to your customers. There are two overarching customer service approaches that we're going to introduce today. And to develop a sustainable competitive advantage through customer services, retailers work to provide a combination of both personalized service and standardized service. So let's start by talking about standardized service. Standardized service is based on an established set of rules and procedures for providing high quality service and ensuring that services are implemented consistently. So retailers might choose standardized services to avoid the cost of training all of their employees. So standardized services are much lower cost because they are general policies and procedures that can be distributed to all employees so that everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. Retailers who use standardized service do have much higher consistency because all employees are trained to treat all customers the same way. With standardized service, the goal here is to meet but not exceed customer expectations. So when you go into McDonald's, you as the consumer expect a certain level of customer service. And honestly, you probably expect that it's not going to be perfect service. And so as long as McDonald's meets your needs, meets your expectations, that's a good level of standardized customer service for them. Personalized service, on the other hand, is when you require that your associates tailor all of the services to meet each of the customer's personal needs. And so this provides greater benefits to the customer because each of their needs is being met personally. There is greater inconsistency with personalized service because every customer might have a slightly different need, and therefore your employees are going to have to learn how to accommodate individual needs. And this creates a very much higher cost for the retailer because they do have to train their employees on how to notice a specific customer's need, and then they have to be trained on how to handle different customer service needs. So I want you to think about what retailers are more likely to use standardized service and what retailers are more likely to use personalized service. And if you can think of those retailers that use one or the other, or retailers that do a very good job at combining the two, tell us about those retailers and explain why you think they're using standardized or personalized in the Chapter 18 discussion boards. The next thing I want to talk about is customer evaluation of service quality. When customers evaluate quality, they compare their perceptions of the service they receive with their expectations of the service that they're going to receive. And because services are intangible, it's very difficult for customers to evaluate the service offered by retailers accurately. There are 5 customer service characteristics that do affect customer perception of service quality. So we're going to introduce these cues today and talk about how customers use these cues to evaluate the quality of the service or services they're receiving. So customers look for reliability. Reliability is the ability of the retailer to perform the service dependably and accurately. So customers feel that reliability is being met if the retailer performs the service as promised. And this could be meeting a promised delivery date. It could be having clean fitting rooms, right? But as long as it's done dependably and accurately. Assurance is another cue. Assurance is the knowledge and courtesy of the employees, and it's the ability of the employees to convey trust and confidence into the customer. So sometimes in an apparel store, customers are shopping by themselves, and they might want feedback on how an outfit looks on them. So in an apparel store, when a customer asks the sales associate how they look, the sales associate should not just immediately respond, "That looks fantastic, you should buy 7 of those," right? But consumers feel confident and they can trust the retailer if they're given honest feedback. So maybe the sales associate says, "That looks pretty good on you, but I have another shirt that I believe would look fantastic. Let me show that to you today." That is assurance. Tangibility is another service cue, and tangibility is associated with the appearances of the physical facilities, the equipment, the personnel, and the communication materials, which are the advertisements. So with tangibility, consumers are looking for whether or not the store is clean. They might be looking at the sales associates to see if their clothes are clean, if they're groomed appropriately for the fitting. They might be reading the advertisements to see if the grammar is correct, if the language usage is appropriate. All of those tangible elements help guide the service cues for the customer. So the next one is empathy. And empathy refers to the caring, individualized attention that's provided to individual customers. So customers appreciate when sales associates know who they are and provide them with some personal service. So if you go to the same coffee shop every morning and the barista calls you by name when you walk in the store, or they say, "Oh, are you having this beverage again?" That's empathy, because it shows that sales associate is providing very caring, individualized attention. There are some retailers where the sales associate will call a specific customer to let them know that they have a new product in the store, or who will call the customer to ask how their purchase is and if they're happy with it. And empathy is a lot easier for retailers today because we do have the customer relationship management software that allows retailers to track purchases, and therefore helps the sales associates get in contact to have specific conversations with their customers. The last service cue that consumers are looking for in a retailer is responsiveness. And responsiveness is the speed at which the customer service is provided. So consumers expect customer service to be provided promptly. So customers don't want to have to go looking for a sales associate when they want information on a product, when they want something brought down from a high shelf, or when they want to check out, right? So consumers want services now. So with all that being said, perceptions of customer service are based on the individual consumer's knowledge and past experience. As a retailer, you have to know that you can't make every customer happy, and it can be very hard to correct a misconception. So what we'll talk about in the next lecture is how we handle customer service failures. But before we go there, I want you to think about some of your retailers and think about how they use these customer service characteristics and whether or not they do some better than others, or whether or not they can meet all five pretty well.